If you've ever bought something you didn't plan to buy and regretted it later, this video is for you. Impulse spending is not just a money problem, it's a peace problem. It drains your budget, increases stress, and keeps you stuck in a cycle you don't even notice until the month ends. Today, I'm going to teach you one simple strategy that can change your finances quickly, the 24-hour rule. It's calm, practical, and it works because it doesn't rely on hype. It relies on wisdom and self-control. Stay until the end because I'll give you a simple urge script to use in the moment, a replacement habit that actually works, and a 7-day challenge to lock this in. Let's start with the truth. Most impulse spending isn't about the product, it's about the feeling. Stress, boredom, loneliness, tiredness, the need for comfort, the desire to feel in control. Money becomes a shortcut to relief. The problem is the relief is fast, but the regret lasts longer. And that's why we need a rule, not a harsh rule, a protective rule. The 24-hour rule means this. When you want to buy something that isn't essential, you wait 24 hours before you purchase it. No exceptions. You don't argue with your craving. You don't fight your emotions. You simply delay the decision. That delay is powerful because it breaks the spell. It creates space for wisdom to speak. Now here's the biblical foundation. The Bible repeatedly honors self-control, wisdom, and stewardship. Self-control isn't punishment, it's protection. Stewardship isn't poverty, it's responsibility. And wisdom isn't loud, wisdom is steady. Impulse spending is often the opposite of stewardship. It's reacting instead of leading. The 24-hour rule helps you lead. So, let's make this practical. First, define what is essential. Essentials are things like basic groceries, medicine, transportation needs, and required bills. Everything else is non-essential. That's where the rule applies. Now, notice your triggers. Most people have patterns. Maybe you spend after a hard day. Maybe you spend late at night. Maybe you spend when you're scrolling. Maybe you spend when you feel behind in life. The goal is not to shame yourself for having triggers. The goal is to see them. When you can see them, you can manage them. Here's the key question. What are you really buying? Are you buying an item or are you buying relief? Because if it's relief, the solution isn't the product. The solution is a healthier reset. Here's how the 24-hour rule works in real life. The moment you want to buy, you do 3 things. First, you write it down. You don't keep it in your head. Write the item, the price, and where you found it. This slows your brain down. Second, you rate the urge from 1 to 10, not because the number matters, but because naming the urge lowers its power. Third, you wait 24 hours. During that time, you do not keep looking at the item. You do not watch reviews. You do not scroll pictures. You create distance from the trigger. Most of the time, after 24 hours, the desire drops and you realize you didn't want the item as much as you thought. You wanted the feeling. And if after 24 hours you still want it, you can buy it, calmly, without regret, because you proved it's not an impulse, it's a decision. Now let's add the part most people skip, the replacement habit. Because when you remove impulse spending, your brain will look for another shortcut. So you replace the spending moment with a peace moment. Here are a few options that work. A 60-second water break and deep breathing. A short walk, a prayer for self-control and peace, writing one sentence, what am I feeling right now? Texting a friend or stepping away from the screen. This is how you retrain the habit loop. Trigger, urge, replacement, peace. Now let's turn the 24-hour rule into a full system you can live with, using a simple want list, a nighttime boundary that protects your budget, a small weekly allowance that prevents binge spending, and a 7-day challenge that makes the habit stick. Now, let's turn the 24-hour rule into a full system you can actually live with, because if you only use willpower, you'll get tired, but if you use structure, you'll get free. First, create a want list. This is one of the simplest tools to stop impulse spending. Any non-essential item you want goes on the list with the price and the date. Nothing gets purchased immediately. The list becomes your filter. Then, once a week, you review the list calmly. You'll notice something powerful. Many things you wanted earlier no longer matter. They were emotional spikes, not real needs. Second, protect your nights. Late-night spending is one of the biggest budget destroyers because tired minds make weak decisions. So, create a boundary. No online shopping after a certain hour. You can still add items to the want list, but no checkout. That single boundary can save you a lot. Third, use a small life allowance. This is not permission to be reckless, it's a pressure release valve. When you feel trapped, you rebound. A small allowance set weekly keeps you from binge spending later. When the allowance is gone, it's gone. Peace comes from clear limits. Now, connect this to biblical wisdom again. Self-control is not about fear, it's about freedom, and freedom grows when you practice faithfulness in small moments. A small decision repeated becomes a strong habit. Here's the urge script. The moment you want to buy, say this to yourself: I don't need to decide right now. I will wait 24 hours. If I still want it tomorrow, I'll choose it with peace. Today, I choose self-control over impulse. That script is simple, but it recenters your mind. It turns reaction into leadership. Here's why this works. Impulse spending often happens when your nervous system is stressed. Your brain wants comfort fast, so you must care for your nervous system with better comforts. That's why the replacement habit matters. You're not just stopping spending, you're building peace. Now, the 7-day challenge. For 7 days, every time you want to buy a non-essential item, you do the 24-hour rule. You write it on your want list. You do one replacement habit. You do not check out. At the end of the week, you check the list. How many items no longer matter? How much money did you not spend? That is your proof. That is your freedom growing. Then take the money you didn't spend and move it into a small buffer, even if it's small. This turns discipline into progress. One gentle warning that protects you. Don't try to do this perfectly. Do it consistently. If you slip once, return immediately. Don't break twice. One slip is a moment. 2 slips become a pattern. Money problems are often peace problems, and peace is built through wise boundaries and faithful habits. The 24-hour rule is not about being cheap. It's about being free. It's about choosing stewardship over impulse. It's about letting wisdom guide your money. If this helped you, subscribe to Faith Builds Wealth. Comment below, "My biggest trigger is," and share when you usually impulse spend. I'll read and reply with direction. May God give you wisdom, self-control, and peace, one decision at a time.